Now, the Gulf oil disaster.
BP oil spill is an unprecedented national disaster unfolding in the Gulf Coast.
Could it have been prevented?
Oil company BP is challenging the government estimate of how much oil spilled into the Gulf. The government calculated 206 million gallons. BP says the real amount was just half that.
Considering how 2 years ago today, the worst maritime oil spill in history plagued the Gulf Coast. One of BP's rigs exploded and dumped millions of barrels of oil into the ocean. 11 died in the explosion. Many more lost their jobs, and an entire ecosystem fell into disarray. Images of birds up to their necks in oil.
Oil polluted this fragile ecosystem. Many experts feared that the wildlife might never fully recover.
Our top Bloomberg headlines this hour. BP has agreed to pay $4.5 billion to the U.S. government to settle claims over that 2010 oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. The agreement includes a record $1.2 billion, a billion-dollar criminal fine, which will be paid out over the next 5 years. BP will also plead guilty to 11 felony counts of misconduct or neglect of ships and 1 count of obstruction.
As we may never really know the true death toll. Some experts say it could be 50 times higher than what's reported. However, Chris, experts believe that the Gulf can recover if we as humans are responsible.
2 years ago, the people of BP made a commitment to the Gulf, and every day since, we've worked hard to keep it. BP has paid over $23 billion to help people and businesses who were affected and to cover cleanup costs.
We knew it would take time, but we were determined to see it through. Today, while our work continues, I want to update you on the progress. BP has set aside $20 billion to fund economic and environmental recovery. We're paying for all spill-related cleanup costs, and we've established a $500 million fund so independent scientists can study the Gulf's wildlife and environment for 10 years.
Today, the beaches and Gulf are open for everyone to enjoy, and many areas are reporting their best tourism seasons in years.